Off to Africa again, 1988, Wilson with missionary in front of a baobab tree.
How'd you say the name of that tree again?
I got through it once.
It's a big tree. This is a cabin where the Hickam stayed near an animal reserve.
Number one grandson is growing.
And growing.
And there are 3 more grandkids, Andrew, Catherine, and Christine.
This one liked to wear Grammy's glasses.
A visit to Graham and Gramps.
And this was a happy day for the Hickams. Their youngest graduated from college.
Another trip to Israel, 1987. Tom and Nancy Bonner, Renee Whitish, Maureen Anderson, John Bickford, Clarence Ostakiewicz, Joanne and Roland Fournier, and Barney Russell.
Pastor Hickam is the announced speaker in India.
Children at one of the orphanages in India.
And here's another one.
Back home, 2 Hickam girls and 1 mother-in-law.
And this was always the favorite part of the work crews. John Bickford there in the background. There's Leo Burnett. Pastor Hickam. What's that he's eating? Watermelon? That looks like Walter Rowe's top showing there in the background.
Tom Bonner. Here's the latest project TV station on the West River Road.
And just today someone asked me, why did you paint it pink? And here's one of the 7 wonders of the world. If you haven't driven over this, ladies and gentlemen, you've missed probably. This was a gully that was 65 feet across, about 35 to 40 feet deep, and it's alive. It has eaten several culverts. It's famous for tipping bulldozers and backhoes over. Just before we started this project, Pastor Hickam preached a sermon that says, "You are no bigger than what it takes to upset you." And he hasn't preached it since. Carolyn Johnson is coming now. Carolyn could probably tell us a lot of things, but we've limited it to 3 minutes.
One thing that you may not know is that Nita and I don't agree on practically anything. No, but we do agree on one thing, Nita. I don't like having my face up here either. And as I was listening to everyone talk, and Dana said that Pastor Hickam found it real easy to release people, I think there's been a lot of times Pastor Hickam would have gladly released me, but the Lord kept me here in spite of both of his wishes at some other times, I think. But I was trying to think back of what stories I would tell, but as I kept listening to people, I kept jotting things down that they brought to my mind. And, you know, one of the newest things that we're working with in the office is we have a new computer in there, and has this attachment that you have to move with real care and real calmness and real softness. And when Pastor Hickam gets on there, he kind of just picks it up and he kind of bangs it and slams it and rolls it around real hard. And, you know, I'm beginning to understand now it's probably a deep-seated psychological thing because it's called a mouse. And after that story Lori told about him eating those rats, you know, I think I understand now. I thought it was frustration with the computer, but now we know, Pastor Hickam, what's really going on in there. One thing you probably don't know about Pastor Hickam, but I want to make sure you know before you leave tonight, is he always comes into work dressed really nice. He's a real professional, makes us all feel real good about coming to work because he looks so good. But in all the years that I've worked as a secretary, in a lot of different places, I've never had bosses that go and leave work all dressed up in a suit to go out and work on a backhoe or a tractor or a trailer. And I always say, Pastor Hickam, are you going out to work in those clothes? And he has a very standard answer for me. It's always, what's it to you, Carolyn? You know, but if you ever think that he's going somewhere important when he leaves all dressed up like that, he's not. He's going out to tip over something to Leo's, you know? So, well, he's been here 25 years, and I sat down and thought about it for a while tonight. And out of those 25, he had 11 good ones, and then Jerry and I started coming here. And in those 14 years that he's been my pastor, and Nita's been pastor's wife, I can't tell you how much they really meant to me and to Jerry. And it's supposed to be a celebration of his ministry tonight, but I have to just be real serious and say how much we really love them, just like I know all of you do, and how really hard it's going to be to see them go. And we wish we could have you for another whole 25.